Yo, what's up? Welcome back to the More Sports Please podcast. This is take number 2, and we are joined in by my co-host Gavin and Offenbacher. Go ahead and say hello.
What up? What up?
Hello.
This time, we're able to hear Offenbacher say hello on time.
Yeah, last time there was about 30 seconds in between.
I'm sorry. My tech fucking sucks.
We were just gonna let it roll and just leave it in the podcast, but then we got to like the 5-minute mark, and it was still bad. So we were like, "Yeah, they would trash it."
But it's okay. We fixed it.
Well, we got to the point where you guys couldn't hear me and I couldn't hear you, and it was like, I think we're cooked.
Yeah, I was like, when do we pull the plug on this?
But at this point in the year, we are at a dry spell when it comes to sports, except for one area. We follow mostly football, obviously, but we do follow hockey, follow baseball, we follow some basketball. But right now, we are in the heat of March Madness. The second round of 32 is on currently right now. We're going to talk about that most of this episode. It's probably going to be one of the shorter podcasts that we do. March Madness will probably take up the bulk of it compared to last week's episode when I was naming key free agents and decided to name all of them.
But all of them are keys to
all
their
of them are
franchise's
keys. They will make
success.
big impacts on your favorite football team, unless you're a Browns or a Ravens or a Bengals fan.
Oh.
You little bitch.
Okay, fine. I'll take the Bengals back. And if you're a Browns or a Ravens fan,
Yeah.
Yeah, Trey Hendrickson hoop.
yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we'll go ahead and talk about Gavin. I know out of the three of us, you're the only one that didn't create a bracket. Why?
Well, as I said in the last podcast, I didn't forget. I tried. I remember I did try, but on ESPN you can't pick the first four, and I wanted to pick Miami to win the national championship. So if I
You
couldn't do
fucking
that-
homer.
if I couldn't do that, then I didn't want to do it at all. So you should be able to fill out your first four on ESPN. Take notes.
I don't disagree with you. ESPN, if you're listening, fix your bracket.
Yeah, Mr. SPN.
Mr. Espen.
ESPN. No, not Mr. Espen. Not Mr. Espen.
SPN.
But yeah, that's why I haven't filled one out in a while though. I'm not big into college hoops like that until this year really. I went to a couple games, and obviously because Miami went as far as they did and did what they did. So
Yeah, they had a good run. We're
Great.
31-0 going into their conference tournament. Ended up losing to UMass, and then was a playing game in the tournament, and beats. I don't remember.
SMU.
SMU.
Yeah.
Beat them by 10. They also helped me almost win money. With that being said, if you go to the school or from the school of North Dakota State.
All right.
At Carson Wentz.
I can't say that because I'm a big fan of Cole Payton from North Dakota State, and there's a good chance he can end up being drafted as Pittsburgh. Segue real quick before we get into March Madness. This upcoming Monday, March 23rd, tune in to our mock draft 1. We're probably only going to make one. We might make a second one later on down the road as it gets closer to draft time, but we'll be a month out from the draft on March 23rd. We will be holding a mock draft, 1-round mock draft. I'm not sure if we're going to go bam, 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 we'll bounce off of each other, or if we're all going to collectively agree on one pick. Will be a longer episode, so hold tight, just listen in, and we're excited. Tune in. We will be recording March 23rd. Probably be out either later that night or early March 24th.
Almost draft time, baby.
Exciting.
I'm excited. They came out. The Steelers are selling draft hats that say "Yins are on the clock," and it's a map of the Pittsburgh suburbs.
That's cool.
It's nice. I kind of regret not going to the draft, but I also know how much hotels cost, and I immediately get placed back in reality and don't regret.
Yeah.
You're paying upwards of $3,000 for 3 nights,
God.
and I'm not doing that.
That's disgusting.
I heard they're closing Pittsburgh city schools the
Yeah.
day before and after.
I did see that.
Weekend, yeah.
Yeah, they'll be closing Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Yeah.
They'll be doing
Crazy
e-learning
stuff. E-learning.
Never had those days.
I did in college for a little bit.
Speaking of college, let's jump
Good
into
segue.
March Madness.
Good segue. There you go.
So in the
Right.
round one, there were a couple surprises. I also completely forgot because we already did this in the other episode. Offenbacker, you have been bragging about your bracket here recently about how you've been doing real well. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna toot my own horn here for a little bit, and I'm also gonna complain because I'm a little bitch baby and like to complain about things. So usually I like to fill out a couple of brackets, and we like to join in any pools and stuff like that, and see what we can do with it. This year I was like, I'm not going to do that. I usually do bad at this, and I don't want to just throw money away because I suck at it. And I just decided I'm going to put one together for shits and giggles. I did this about 30 minutes before the first round started on Thursday. Guess who went 19 straight games without losing a game?
Miami in the regular season.
Yeah, not incorrect.
It's a factual
Not incorrect,
statement.
but not the right answer.
Yeah. So I won every game that was on Thursday. And then I won the first 3 games that were on Friday. I got a little bit too zesty with some of my picks on Friday's games. Called out a couple upsets that didn't happen. The big one being Wright State to beat Virginia. Might have gotten a little too homery over there.
There was a chance there for a bit.
They did hang in with them. I will give them credit on that, but I really thought I was cooked on the VCU game, but North Carolina just completely collapsed down the stretch there.
Yeah,
I just stopped watching because I was like, oh, it's a 20-point game. I don't care. And then suddenly I saw overtime on the top of the screen. I was like, I'm sorry, what?
It's madness.
Yeah. I did put down High Point as my Cinderella team, so we'll see what they can do tonight when they play Arkansas. I did have them in the Sweet 16, so I felt pretty good when they got the win there. So far, I think I won 28 games out of the first round. All 16 of my Sweet 16 teams are still alive as of 8:37 on Saturday night. Duke, Michigan State, Houston, Michigan advancing further. I guess just to kind of see what you guys think, and also see what Herbert's bracket was looking like. What was your guys' Final Four looking like? I had Michigan State versus Florida and Arizona versus Iowa State. I'm a little nervous about Iowa State now since Joshua Jefferson went down, and I don't know if they're going to go that far now. With Florida versus Arizona and Arizona winning the title. What are you guys thinking for the Final Four? Any hot takes moving forward, or just thoughts as we have gotten into the first weekend?
Well, I can't say too much. I didn't fill out a bracket, but I would have had Miami in there. That was like the only guarantee. But Herbert, if you want to take away this one.
Yeah, my before I touch on my Final Four, my bracket is toast. I still have my final 2 in, which is phenomenal. It's better than I've done in the past couple years. But some of the games I had picked, I had Duke and TCU. I had Northern Iowa trying to upset St. John's. Didn't happen. I had South Florida upsetting Louisville and North Dakota State upsetting Michigan State. Neither of those happened. Had McNeese, which was, by the way, McNeese was up on Vanderbilt for a majority of that game, and then they fell apart halfway through that second half. I'll come back to that VCU North Carolina game. I had Utah State upsetting Villanova. I had Villanova beating Utah State. Utah State upset them. I did have the High Point game upsetting Wisconsin. Then I had Hawaii upsetting Arkansas. So I also have High Point in the Sweet 16. So we'll see how far that goes. and I had Akron upsetting Texas Tech. That didn't happen. And then had Miami of Ohio upsetting Tennessee, and then I had them upsetting Virginia. That did not happen. Back to that North Carolina game. I have North Carolina. I had North Carolina in my Final Four.
Oof.
And VCU destroyed it in the first game.
Yeah.
So my Final Four right now is Duke, North Carolina, Purdue, and Michigan, with my final two being Duke and Michigan winning.
Well, you still got 3 of the 4 in there, and your title's still alive.
That is true. Part of me really wants that Michigan-Purdue Final Four for Michigan to kind of get some revenge on the Big Ten championship game that we ended up losing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I truly do think there's a chance that High Point could do some damage. They're going to have a decent schedule going all the way through. Right now, it's what? Arizona's going to go up against Utah State tomorrow, and High Point plays Arkansas tonight.
I think from what I've seen, I'm not going to act like I've been watching High Point and Arkansas basketball, because I have not. But from what I've heard, they're both really high scoring teams. So I think the best chance they have is like if they can just catch fire and beat Arkansas in a high scoring game, they might have a shot to get to that Sweet 16 in the second weekend. Then you get Arizona, and I think they need to just not let Arizona get on the floor. I don't see how they stop Arizona.
Sides. I will say, though, that High Point win over Wisconsin is a bigger statement I think people make it out to be. Wisconsin took Michigan to a nail-biter, I believe, in the Big Ten tournament. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I watched every Michigan game, but I did tune in. I did catch some of the scores of some of the games. Mm-hmm. And Michigan at the beginning of the season were blowing teams out by 30. They blew Gonzaga out by 30. And I granted that's the beginning of the season. It's the first couple games. But Michigan already blew Howard out by 20. They blew St. Louis out by 20. So, I mean, this Michigan team is, I believe, the favorite to win. Duke hasn't looked that good. Duke struggled against Siena, and then towards the later half of the game with Duke and TCU, they were struggling with TCU.
Yeah.
And then I believe, aside from Florida looking the best, aside from Michigan, I know I picked Duke, but in my opinion, I think that championship game is going to come down to Florida and Michigan. I think they are the two best teams in the bracket.
I think Florida still looks really good, obviously defending national champs. Really good team, and if they win the national championship, it wouldn't surprise me. It really feels like the 4 1 seeds are kind of in a league of their own right now. I know I did take 2 of them to get knocked out, being Duke and Michigan, but that's just more, March is going to March sort of deal. But I think on any given day, the 4 1 seeds of Duke, Arizona, Michigan, and Florida are kind of in a league of their own. But I think Florida and Arizona just kind of clear the 2 of them. Like Arizona has just gone out and murdered teams left and right. Yeah, like the only losses they've had have been Kansas and Texas Tech, both on the road. Both of them are very good. And they were, I think, by 3 and 4 points. I don't remember which was which, but Arizona has just absolutely dominated the Big 12. And the Big 12, granted, I'm biased as a Bearcats fan. Big 12, I think, has been the best conference in the nation this year, and they've just destroyed everybody for the most part. So I'm not picking against Arizona until someone knocks them out of this tournament. But Michigan, Duke, and Florida are all like head and shoulders above everybody else.
Yeah, Arizona is the betting favorite right now at plus 325. So With
That makes sense.
Michigan
DraftKings
being
are
second.
second.
I don't know. It's like a USA Today article.
Oh,
Bet MGM. Bet MGM.
I think I liked the tweet. Let me see real quick. I don't know if I liked it or not. That said Michigan were the odds-on favorite at +2 something.
Be quite the switcheroo.
I guess I was going to say, I guess it does make sense, at least right now with Michigan and Duke, since they have already advanced.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
They have one less game they have to play now.
I do think if there is I just butchered Michigan. I don't know how an O got thrown into that. I do think that if there is a 1 seed that's gonna go, it's gonna be Duke. They have been able to finish games, but they have struggled out of the gate in both games.
Okay. I thought you were saying if you think there's a 1 seed that's going to go the distance, it's Duke. I was like, I cannot tell you how much I disagree with that take.
No, if there is a 1 seed that's going to get upset, sorry, I'll rephrase. If there's a 1 seed that's going to get upset, I think it's going to be Duke, because I think both this Kansas team and the St. John's team are decent, are pretty well, from what I've just been hearing through the grapevine on Twitter and through you guys just now on the podcast talking about Arizona's losses. I think you said one of them came to Kansas.
Correct. That was at Kansas. The Jayhawks did beat them at home.
I think that this St. John's team and this Kansas team, and hell, I'll throw Michigan State in there. If Duke gets past those two teams, this Michigan State team, as much as I hate to say it, has looked very well. There was a kid that broke a record today. I forget his name. I believe it was their point guard, because at the end he said this was Point Guard University, and I was like, no, University ain't shit. But
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That East region is a freaking murderer's row up there. Like, you had Duke, St. John's, Michigan State, UConn, St. John's. Like, it's an insane region right there. Like, whoever comes out of that should be really good. But I did have, in my bracket at least, I had St. John's knocking out Kansas. I don't know if that's tonight or tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. And then advancing to the Elite Eight past Duke. I don't know if that's going to happen. Any of these teams wouldn't surprise me, but I'm kind of right there with you. Like, I think I saw a lot of people putting Duke as a national title winner. I'm not buying it from them. I don't think they're going to pull it out unless it's just Duke going to Duke.
I will say, first of all, sidebar real quick. I Googled their point guard because I was trying to figure out, he had 16 assists this game. I think that was the record.
Damn.
But I Googled his name. People also search for Jacoby Myers stats. I don't know what that has to do with Jeremy Fears Jr., but another article, and this gets even more crazier. He was shot just months into his freshman year. Now Jeremy Fears is the latest Spartan floor general.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
But, yeah. So I will say one of Michigan's losses throughout this year did come to Duke. And I watched a little bit of that game, and then I saw Duke was starting to pull away and stopped watching. But let me see if I can pull up the final score real quick.
I was going to say I haven't looked super close at them, but I know just from things I've listened to, Michigan and Duke have both had some injury issues, and I think that's part of why I've faded the two of them, and why I don't have as much hope in them advancing. But
yeah, it looks like
it seems like Duke is showing.
And I think this Michigan team had one conference loss all year, and it came to Wisconsin, the team that got bounced by High Point.
That's funny.
Interesting.
But aside from their Purdue loss in the championship, they beat Michigan State by 10, beat Ohio State 71-67, beat Wisconsin 68-65. Some of their early games I was talking about, they beat, where's this at? Gonzaga 101-61.
Holy crap! I didn't realize they throttled them like that. Wow.
The game before, they beat Auburn 102-72.
And people wanted
Also,
Auburn in the
quick
tournament.
interjection of live broadcast. Right now, Texas is up a point on Gonzaga with 6:15 to go.
If there's a playing team that's gonna make it, it's gonna be Texas. And they caused me to swap my pick quite literally 20 minutes before the Ohio State TCU game kicked off. I was like, because they had said something about somebody on BYU, like half of BYU's team was hurt. And they had one guy out for Texas. And I just happened to scroll across it on Twitter. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and swap this. I'm gonna pick Texas, and I'm gonna see what happens. And I picked Texas. I picked Gonzaga over Texas. But I think if there's a play, there's always one. I feel like there's one playing team every year that at least makes it to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it was senior day I was going to a lot of UC games down the stretch, and senior day we had BYU in town, and that was after they'd lost. Crap, I can't remember the guy's name, but like one of their best players has been out for a little bit. Their best player, AJ DeBansa, was still playing, but they were down one or two guys, and we beat them by like 20, if I remember right. Like I don't know. I just wasn't buying into BYU with the injury issues they've had, and they kind of struggled down the stretch. So I thought Texas was a good matchup for them, and looks like they might be going a bit further along. So shout out the Longhorns, I guess.
Yeah, this looks like a really good. They're up by 3 now.
6 I'm seeing now.
Yeah, you're probably
62-56.
Me.
I've just got the live broadcast.
Yeah, what are you looking at, Herbert?
I'm on the March Madness bracket.
Oh,
I was trying to pull it up without hearing the audio come through on the podcast.
Mhm.
That way we can at least talk about March Madness and have our live reaction, because there's 5 minutes left. This will probably end before we get off.
I'm sure.
Well, 5 minutes sometimes can last friggin' 40 in these games.
That means we just have to keep talking about everything possible.
Sweet. I muted it before it popped up.
We go through every single March
62-56. They're going into commercial with 5 minutes and 26 seconds left.
Okay.
Bro, some of these commercials in these games are ridiculous. I think there's one I was watching. They came back from commercial. 6 seconds go by in game time, and they went to commercial again. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Welcome to NASCAR. That's how it is with NASCAR. They'll run 20 laps, they'll go, and we'll be right back. They come back, they run 10 laps, and we'll be right back. What do you mean? What do you mean you'll be right back? Can we go side by side, maybe? I don't know. I'd like to see the race with this. What happened? We got back, and there's a caution. What? I don't know. I got Steph Curry telling me how much he wants to be my roommate as a commercial with Britta. Speaking of commercials, I was scrolling through TikTok, and man, what are their names? One of the podcasts popped up on my TikTok feed. The More Sports Please podcast popped up on my TikTok feed. The 2 former basketball players. One's white, one's black. I forget their names.
There's a lot of basketball players.
There's at least
players. I forget their names, but they were talking about an old commercial. Do you guys remember that old basketball commercial where there's a bunch of kids playing in a gym? They're playing a game, and one of the kids goes to throw the pass to his teammate, and he sticks his hand out, and the other guy sticks his hand out, and it's like this, but the guy in the back just barely nicks it, and the ref makes the wrong call.
Yes, I do know the commercial you're talking about. Yes.
They run up to the coach, and the coach is like, all right, this is the play. This is going to play. And the kid that touched it is standing in the back like, I touched it.
Oh, wait, yeah.
They all look up at
it's
him
a
like,
sportsmanship commercial. Yeah,
yeah.
They were like, what do you mean? What the fuck are you talking about? He goes, I touched it before it came out. Or I touched it before it went out. And the coach is like, okay.
And the other kids are like, dude, it's the championship.
Dude? And they're like, dude, this is a fucking championship. We only make it like this is like the fucking once in a lifetime. I touched it before it went out. And then as the kids, they're like, way to go. And this kid just shoulder checks the other kid. And the kid goes to run away, and the coach goes, "Hey, good call." He runs up to the ref, and he's like, "I touched it before it went out." And the ref was like, and the commercial ends. It's like sportsmanship or whatever.
Yep.
That's one
Like,
of the commercials of all time.
Looking back at that commercial, it is one of the dumbest fucking commercials ever. You're telling me you're just gonna make a good sportsmanship call that's gonna cost your team. The coach was like, when they inbound the ball, don't foul. He was absolutely done with this fucking kid. Like, do right, sportsmanship. Fuck that. I will do right in life. But right now in this game, I didn't touch that fucking ball.
Yeah, and if anything, it's the ref's fault for making the wrong call. Not your fault. Yeah.
Come on, Rip.
Come on, Rip.
Nowadays they just review it, they challenge it, replay it, see what happens. See,
gotta check
my finger.
Gotta check the Vegas odds, see what who they got on the parlay.
Texas is up by 6 with 4 minutes left. They just got a 2-pointer. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh boy.
Gonzaga is dribbling it inside the paint, pulls back out to the perimeter. Floater goes in.
You're getting play-by-play analysis.
And it's no longer
for a game that's over.
This is the more play-by-play podcast.
More plays, please podcast.
More plays, please podcast.
Also, do want to say, since it is actual sports news with one of our teams relevant to things, college basketball, UC has parted ways with their head coach. Wes Miller is no longer the coach of the Bearcats.
Thoughts?
Unfortunate, but the right decision. The last time UC went to March Madness was 2019. We had Mick Cronin was our coach. He is now at UCLA. Had John Brandon come in from NKU. COVID happened. Probably would have made the tournament, but don't know for sure. Then some stuff happened with him. He was fired. We brought in Wes Miller, and he was set to be coach while we're in the American Conference. Wasn't necessarily hired to be coach of the Big 12. And it just didn't work for him. I really like Wes. He was a great guy. But it just wasn't working. And 5 years in, still didn't make the tournament. So they had to, I think it was time for us to part ways. So unfortunate, but it was the right decision, in my opinion. So I don't know, just like actual Tomlin. Team news relevant to us.
See ya, Tomlin. It's the right time. Get him out of here.
Yeah, it's very, I would say, very similar to that. Making, he's always finishing 9-8, 10-7, and eventually not going anywhere. So that's kind of where we were at. We're kind of finishing lower half, middle of the pack, Big 12, but not getting any further. So, UC hasn't been super great in basketball in a little while, but I mean, it's an all-time great basketball program. So they haven't been winning, and winning's an expectation. So time to move on.
I feel like winning is an expectation everywhere you're at.
Okay, yes, but
unless you're in Cleveland, you go in, you're like, man, good. Not making it to the tournament in the better part of a decade is just not acceptable at Cincinnati. So that they had to make a change there. I get you.
A lot of signs are pointing towards Jared Calhoun from Utah State right now to be the coach. Obviously, we'll see what happens. I did just hear today that they are talking about the North Carolina coach may not be back next year. And I think if that job comes open, that's the number one job out there. So
I mean,
we'll see. I don't know.
I might apply to see.
I mean, go ahead. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
What's the worst they could say?
Yeah.
Just no.
The worst they,
Yeah.
the worst they can say is no. What if
The worst
The
they
worst
can say
thing
is
they
yes,
can
and
say
then
is,
I'm
yeah, you're the
coaching
head
a
coach at
college
North Carolina.
basketball.
what if the worst they can say is no? What if they say, "Oh no, Ryan Shazier is laying on the turf"?
Oh
my God.
That's the worst
Bro,
they can say.
those edits.
Those are insane.
Yeah. I saw one with well, I saw like a positive one with like LeBron or something like it.
A perfect segue into LeBron passing the record.
Dude, I'm a
Wait.
natural of this episode. Come on. Yeah,
Hey.
LeBron James broke the most regular season games played in a career, with 1,612, I believe. He just passed up a Boston Celtics guy. Cannot tell you the name of him off the top of my head, though.
Was it Bill Russell?
I had. Let's see. LeBron
Hey.
James.
I'm just thinking of all-time Celtics. I don't know.
Wait, did he? It was a name I didn't recognize. Really.
Oh, never mind.
James record.
Most games played in NBA history.
Robert Parrish.
Oh,
Do I
Robert Parrish.
I just don't know ball. I don't know ball.
I know his name, but I can't remember him.
No.
Was
Also-
he like 2000s ish, or was he further back?
Robert Parrish.
He is currently 72, so I'm gonna.
Okay,
say
probably not.
He was. Parrish racked up impressive enough numbers, drafted 3 times, huh? Numbers to be drafted twice by teams from the ABA, once by the Golden State Warriors of the NBA.
He played from 76 to 97.
Okay, I clearly don't know a ball either. Sorry.
He played with the Warriors, Celtics, Hornets, and Bulls.
4-time NBA champion in 81, 84, 86, and 97. So he was 1-time champion with the Bull, 3-time champion with the Celtics.
Maybe I was just remembering him from like either the Last Dance or like that Celtics Lakers documentary or something. I don't remember.
Yeah. 9-time NBA All-Star, 4-time champion.
But LeBron, yeah.
But LeBron.
LeBron.
Also, why? Okay, when I typed in LeBron James into my Google search, the auto complete, the
My
first
Google
one.
shirt.
I'm sorry for the minor stutter. When I searched LeBron James in Google, the first autocomplete that came up was simulator. LeBron James simulator? What's
What
Experience a day in the life of LeBron James.
Hey, what's going on? I'm LeBron James.
LeBron James simulator, free addicting game. Yeah, I'm not clicking on that.
First, I'd like to say Happy International Women's Day.
Look,
Is that
I
a reference? I
walked over there when Kobe was about to have his last game, and I said he's about to drop 70.
I know that.
And then when he passed 70, I was like, he gonna drop 80.
What was the one where he's singing along to T Grizzly? Rollies, rollie.
Jack Portfolio.
Yeah, he knows like half the words.
Yeah. No, the one about him in Old Navy. Yeah, but I'm not in Old Navy.
yeah. Go to Old Navy. What's another one? I just had one on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, he's like, oh, fuck.
I can't remember.
I can't either. I can picture the video. I just can't remember the audio.
Guess I don't know.
It's probably not the same one you guys are talking about, but did you see the one where it's like in the bubble and he's saying, "That's our ball."
That's our ball.
That's our ball, ain't it? That's our ball.
Yeah, I know.
There's ones where they're like, how do you say tree in Spanish? I think it was, is that our ball? Is that our ball? That's our ball! That's our ball!
Oh my god!
I'm sorry if I'm misremembering. I'm sorry.
It's with a wrist like this, brick by brick.
That's not the one I was thinking of either.
That's the one I was thinking of.
I'm trying to. I'm not gonna be able to remember it, but he's a funny guy. He's pretty good at basketball too.
Yeah, supposedly.
He's all right.
Yeah, he's fine. He's no Peter Suter. No Peter Suter, but maybe one.
Look, LeBron, we got Ben Simmons. We're good.
Yeah. Benjamin Simmons.
Benjamin.
The name
Oh,
gives me
he got
nightmares.
broken nose.
Is that
His
jersey still
jersey's
hanging?
still in my closet menacingly.
Yeah.
50 seconds left. Gonzaga's got the ball down by 3 seconds, clocking down. We're down to 43 seconds. They're pulling up from the jumper. Goes inside. Dunks it.
Ooh.
It is a 1-point game.
Can you share your screen
Oh.
so we can get a copyright strike?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to see the screen. He just wants to have the copyright.
Yeah, I don't really care too much. but-
Texas called one of their timeouts. I think this is their last timeout. Or they're both left with one. My apologies. It is a 1-point game with 30-something seconds left. There's about like a 6-second difference between shot clock and game clock. I could be wrong. Could be 10 seconds. I didn't catch it before they went to commercial break. But there are exactly 32 seconds left.
Unacceptable. Go back and check.
Yeah.
Me when I have to go back in time. Get terrified.
Sure.
I hate it when that happens, bro. I
I
hate it.
know. I
Clip
get
that.
to work and they're like, you didn't clock in. You gotta go back and clock in.
Computer, clip that, please.
No. Okay, Google, go ahead and clip that.
Also, current March Madness update. VCU trying to score before the end of the half. Currently down 7. 8 seconds left. 5. Shot. No good. Illinois gets it back. We're going to halftime.
I put $5,000 on them making that shot.
No.
Good thing I put $6,000 on them missing it, though.
Weird podcast episode. I don't know what I'm gonna title this. We're just chatting shit at this point.
This is the madness. This is March
This
Madness.
is the March Madness.
Madness. The Madness Please podcast.
Madness.
More madness, please.
Yeah, more madness, please.
No, because this is the Goof Around podcast, because Monday is the Locked In podcast.
Yes, locked down, locked in. Don't forget to tune in 1 round mock draft. We will be recording it Monday. And then
1 round.
releasing it. First round.
Round
not 7
1
rounds?
draft.
7 round mock draft. We'll be here for 4 hours.
Once you get into like the late rounds, you just this guy has a cool name, but
It is going to be like we're in round 5, and it's like here's what I'm going to tell you why we should get this guy I've never heard of in my entire life.
draft Peter Suter out of Miami.
Here's why I think the Steelers should draft Donovan McCulley, wide receiver out of Michigan. They need receiver help.
Go get Dante Corleone of Cincinnati. His name is he's literally the Godfather.
What just happened?
Texas is up 72-68 with 12 seconds left. Gonzaga's got the ball, puts it up. No good. Texas with the rebound.
Oh
They pass
shit!
it up, and he's gonna lay it in. 2.1 seconds left. Texas is up 74-68. 1. That's the game.
Damn.
Texas is going to the Sweet 16. The 11 seed play-in Texas team beats the 3rd ranked in that side of the bracket, Gonzaga. 3rd seed.
Congratulations, y'all just heard my bracket burst more.
That's the sound of a million brackets all dying at once.
I had them losing in the next round anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I had yep.
Congrats to former Bearcat Dylan Mitchell, who took a sabbatical from Texas to go to Cincinnati and then went back to Texas.
Took a little vacation, see the sights.
See this?
Yeah. Current junior went to Texas, transferred to Cincinnati, then transferred back to Texas.
2-time Texan.
This ain't my thing.
2-time Longhorn. He said, I think I want to stay in the Big 12. And he said, nah, I'll go back to Texas. We'll play in the SEC.
Yeah, the weaker conference. But not as no one's as strong as the MAC, though, if we're being honest.
No one's as strong as the Big Ten.
Hey, Matt, 2-bid league this year.
2-bid league.
Don't ask what they did when they got there, but 2-bid league.
Miami won the first 4.
You know what? All right. I will give them credit for that. They did buck the national narrative. They gave them a lot of shit and said they wouldn't win, and they did win a game against a solid team.
Mm-hmm.
They deserve that.
And then
Tennessee is really damn good. So
just out physicaled us. It was bad.
Wright State put up a bigger fight against Virginia than Miami did Tennessee.
Yeah, well, Tennessee was just a bad matchup for us.
And Wright State was the 14th seed.
Well, they still lost. Same outcome.
Yeah, they lost by 9.
That reminds me. I meant to mention this earlier, Herbert. You were talking about your bracket got busted with North Carolina right out the jump.
Yeah,
I understand your pain, unfortunately. 1 year I did have Virginia winning the national championship.
Oh, shit.
They ran into UMBC.
Dude, Sister Jean ripped your bracket up.
Nah, dude, this was UMBC when they were the 16 seed and beat them when they were the 1 seed.
They had that was their Sister Jean team, right?
That was Loyola Chicago. I think they're in the same region.
I'm getting just mixed up. Yeah.
You're good, but I picked Virginia to win a title, and they just became the first team in history to lose to a 16 seed.
I see your hesitance on brackets where it stems from now.
Yeah.
After that traumatic experience.
And the reason I had North Carolina going is 1 year we did a March Madness bracket at school. We did it like a giant pool. Like we threw, I think, $10, $5 in. There was probably like 20 of us. I had North Carolina going all the way, and they win all the way. And I had them winning, and they won. And I think I won like $400 that year.
Dang. Okay.
So I was like, oh yeah, North Carolina, they can I can trust them. No.
Did you spend that money on a Dante Moncrief jersey?
Are you telling me that you were sports gambling as a child?
No.
Yeah. I promote sports gambling for children.
I don't know what I spent that on, to be honest. I can't remember. I was a junior in high school, I think.
I feel you, though.
Like in the 90s.
The 90s, like 2015.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Graham.
Unk showing his true colors, picking UNC.
Yeah.
Unk picking Unk.
You guys are only like 2 years younger than I am.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not.
You're only 3.
Yeah.
You're only 3 years old.
You are the youngest person ever.
Congratulations.
He's fairly young. You can tell by his sports team's fandom of the Eagles where he bandwagoned after their first Super Bowl.
Dude, don't get me started on that.
Do you remember when he went to the combine?
I do remember. Yes, he called me a bandwagon.
He called you. He was like, "Nice Foles jersey," and said something about you being a bandwagon.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know I have a custom jersey up at my mom's house on the wall that has the number 8 on it because I got it for my 8th birthday. That's proof that I'm not a bandwagon.
He's currently 12.
I don't remember what was going on, but I remember you guys went to the combine and I couldn't go for some reason. And I remember that was the first time that people were, after you guys came back, that was the first time I heard anyone saying, dude, Josh Allen's going to be good.
Yeah,
you guys were hyping him up.
I remember
his combine was crazy. Yeah,
that combine was like, compared to what the combine is now, that combine was one of the most boringest combines I'd ever been to. Because at that time, you were not allowed to make any noise. You were sitting at the opposite end of the stadium. You weren't even in the bowl section. You were up in the second level, and you couldn't see the quarterbacks below you. You just saw the ball. And they gave you an earpiece you had to wear. You couldn't bring your headphones like you can now. And yeah, I do believe that was the Josh Allen year. It was him, Baker Mayfield. They all threw, but you had to be very, very quiet.
Yeah,
and they led you in an orderly fashion line to sit down in your seats. Compared to now, you get a fuck ton of people showing up on quarterback, wide receiver, and running back day. And people, the only time they're quiet is during the 40 time. When the quarterbacks and when they're all out there doing drills, they got music playing. People are yelling.
Oh. I think if you watch that Josh Allen clip back of that one deep throw in the combine, you can hear everyone go, ooh.
Yeah.
It's like a crowd
after that throw.
Don't want to cheer or anything, but you still get a little something. I remember almost falling asleep in my chair during that combine.
Yeah, same. We walked out and saw somebody in a custom Baker Mayfield Browns jersey.
Yep. Hey.
What a prediction.
Yeah, no shit.
What a legacy jersey right there.
Is there anything else you guys want to add aside from? I mean, what else do we got? March Madness. There's currently a game going on right now. You said it's VCU and Illinois, and they're in halftime.
Yeah, they just went to the half. I don't have too much else as far as March Madness goes. I wanted to make sure I brought up the UC coaching situation just because that's, relevant to teams that we're rooting for. Miami had a hell of a run, and Michigan obviously is still trying to pursue a national title. So, I mean, if there's anything else you guys have on March Madness, at least.
I don't have anything about March Madness. I'll touch on this real quick because it's not going to take a while, or not going to be a while. The Steelers did end up signing guard. Where's he at? Bryce Hoffman, I believe that's his name.
Bryce Hoffman.
He played for Dallas.
American author.
Brock Hoffman, sorry. Signed guard / center Brock Hoffman to a 1-year deal. He was in Dallas last season. They signed him in to play guard. More than likely, he's going to play guard. You're not taking Zach Frazier's spot. He's going to compete with Spencer Anderson to see who's going to get the starting job. I love this signing because it allows you more flexibility in the draft. If they weren't going to sign a guard, everybody knew that they were going to go after Vega Ione out of Penn State, who is a fucking monster. But we'll talk about him more on Monday. I'll learn how to say his name when we get there. But he is a fucking dog. If there is a lineman we take in this draft in the first round, God, I pray it's him. He is a dog.
What did you say his name again?
Vega Iona.
Yeah. His name.
But is there anything else we wanted to add to this podcast? I'll quickly name off Duke, Michigan State, Houston, Michigan, Texas are currently they're currently the 5 teams that have advanced. There's still games to play tomorrow, games that are currently still going on today, but they are currently the 5 teams locked into the Sweet 16.
Yeah. I got nothing more to say.
I was going to say, if we want to jump into some of the other sports, we can. I just don't have anything else as far as college basketball goes.
Yeah, we can. I know hockey is coming up. There's probably, I think, 6, 7.
Don't.
I didn't mean.
Yeah.
7 or 8 games left, I think. And then we're coming to playoffs. We'll quickly go through the schedule, the standings right now. It is close in the Metropolitan. It is close in that side of the division entirely.
Yeah, I remember looking at it recently. I was like,
oh
my goodness.
Not division, conference, but
conference.
So the first 2 teams in Carolina and Buffalo have 94 points. And then between Tampa Bay Lightning as the 3rd team, all the way down to, I'll say the Flyers, separated by 8 points.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay's got 88, Pittsburgh's got 86, Columbus is 85, Montreal has 84, Boston is 84, Detroit has 84, the Islanders 83, and the Flyers at 80.
It's going to be hard to make the playoffs as the Flyers.
Yeah, it's right now at the wild card. The 2 wild card teams are Boston and Detroit. In the Atlantic, you got Buffalo, Tampa Bay, and Montreal as the 1, 2, and 3. And then the Metropolitan, you got Carolina, Pittsburgh, and Columbus. Only one team has locked into the playoffs. That is Colorado Avalanche with 100 points. Close to them is Dallas with 97 and Minnesota with 92 behind them. And then it's a massive gap.
The Flyers beat the Sharks today, 4-1.
Oh,
nice.
There you go.
Pittsburgh just got an overtime win today. I believe it was against the Winnipeg Jets, but I could be wrong.
The New York Jets, you mean?
The New York. I believe it was the New York Jets. Yeah, it was against Winnipeg. And then we play tomorrow. We play the Hurricanes tomorrow at 3.
We outshot Nashville today about 2-1 and then lost 4-1. It was great.
Now, why would you do that?
I'm completely convinced at this point that I'm just going to make a hot take right now. They were leading the division. Vegas misses the playoffs. They're doing terrible.
You think so?
I at this point, it seems like they're just not winning in general. I'm kind of starting to prepare myself that they just might not make the playoffs at all. Like they're coming completely undone.
You guys have a decent gap between you guys and the Kings. And
I hadn't checked the standings in a bit. All I can tell you is results. They cannot seem to win games.
That's just the gap to the wild card, or not even the wild card. Sorry, it's Nashville and Montreal, or not Nashville and Montreal. No, Nashville and Mammoth. Sorry. Yeah, so I mean, you still have a decent gap to the wild card. Nashville and the Utah Mammoths and the Nashville Predators. Utah has 78, so they are higher than you, but they're in a different conference, so that's not totally going to matter. And
well, they're in the same division, so if they were to get ahead of us, and we fall out of, we have a 6-point gap or 4-point gap in the Pacific, and
Utah's already above you in points, so it won't matter. They're just in a different division.
Not if we stay in third, but if we fall into 4th place, we could be in trouble.
Yeah, if you fall in, well, even I don't know, because Utah can't take that. They can't take that position from you guys because they're in a different division.
If we fall to 4th, the Kings would take the 3rd place spot. Then it's wild card, and then we'd fall behind Utah already.
But you're above Nashville.
But if the Kings catch us, there's a good chance Nashville does too.
Yeah, that is true.
The way they're playing right now, I wouldn't be that. If we were about a month earlier in the season, I guess I wouldn't be. I would almost guarantee Vegas falls out of the playoffs. But like you're kind of saying, there just might be enough time to where they still squeak it out. I'm looking at their schedule right now. It's honestly kind of concerning too, because they got to play Winnipeg, Colorado, at Colorado, Winnipeg twice. They play Dallas tomorrow. Edmonton, who's been beating us, we got to play them twice. I don't feel good about this.
Well, according to MoneyPuck.com, the Vikings, the Golden Knights have a 75.8% chance of making the playoffs. So,
it was about 98 like 2 weeks ago.
That's rough. Falling fast then, huh?
Damn.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of coming undone really fast.
Flyers have an 8.2% chance.
Fact of the matter is this team has lost 8 more games than they have won. And they started off as one of the hottest teams in hockey. So
yeah, that's rough.
Yeah,
definitely.
Pittsburgh has.
If we're in the East, Carolina, we would be way dead right now.
They have Carolina tomorrow, and then they go Tuesday and play Colorado. So
Colorado does look a lot more beatable than they did earlier. I will say that
they are locked into the playoffs. So I mean, how much of like full send are they really sending it?
Oh no, I was going to say Colorado, by no means is a bad team. Obviously they're really good. They're probably going to win the President's Trophy, but they were looking like they were going to be one of the best teams in NHL history there for a hot second.
Man.
Yeah.
At least regular season teams. That doesn't mean anything in the playoffs.
What'd you say, the Flyers?
Shout out to Buffalo though. They might make the playoffs for the first time in 15 years. Not probably. They're going to.
Yeah. Sabres.
What'd you say the Flyers were a % chance of making the playoffs?
8.2.
Yeah, you guys are 4 points out of the wild card.
Yeah. It's not great. We play the Blue Jackets next. And then
are things turning around for Pittsburgh? Are we going to be back in playoffs after missing the past 2 years?
It's looking like another
84.7%.
that Eastern Conference playoff push is looking like it's going to be a lot of fun down the stretch.
Get some
Fingers
good
crossed.
hockey going.
There is some good hockey going. We need to tune in more.
Yeah.
Cup race on tomorrow. They are at Darlington, not throwback weekend since they did away with that. A couple cars are running some throwback schemes. Not all of them. Who got on the pole today? Tyler Reddick is on the pole. Both 2311 cars are starting 1-2. Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace are 1-2. Blaney qualified 7th. So it'll be nice to see what happens. Blaney could have won the March race last year, I believe. Maybe it was the fall race. It was either the March or the fall. Blaney could have won, but Kyle Larson decided he didn't have any skill in driving and completely totaled his car into the wall. Blaney had bad pit stop, bad restart, didn't win. The rest was history. But
this was last year, you're saying? This race last year?
This race last year. They race at Darlington twice a year.
What was tell us about the race that happened last week.
Oh yeah, race happened last week in Vegas. Let's go back. Let's pull it up real quick. Las Vegas NASCAR race. Denny Hamlin ended up winning. He was really the car to beat all day long. Let me see. I guess I should put results at the end because it's giving me tickets and I don't. They have another race that's coming up in Vegas at the end of the year, I believe.
Buy your tickets now. Not a sponsor.
Yeah. Get your tickets now. Denny won. He led majority of laps, led 134 laps. He, like I said, he was the car to beat all day long. He had, I believe it was a loose wheel. He had something happen in the pits. Or no, he sped. He sped down pit road, him and Ty Gibbs earlier in the race, which put him in the back. But he just came back to the front, had the car to beat. Chase Elliott. If there was anybody that was going to beat him, it was Chase Elliott, who did come in second. William Byron came in third. He also led some laps. Denny's teammate Christopher Bell led 31. At fifth was Ty Gibbs. Sixth was Chris Buescher. Seventh was Kyle Larson, who was another good car. He led 62 laps. 8 was Chase Briscoe. 9 was Bubba. And rounding out the top 10 was Brad Keselowski, who led 4, but he was also on a different pit cycle than everybody else. Blaney led 5 laps, finished 16th. The Penske Fords just didn't have a great day. They didn't have good pit cycles. They just didn't. Their cars weren't up to par. They didn't have a great day. I don't know how much I expect at Darlington. Blaney was the highest qualifier out of the 3 Penske cars. He got 7th. Cindric starts 12th, and Logano's back in the, I think, 29th. So I'm not exactly sure what to expect from the Penske cars tomorrow. The Toyotas really showed up today in qualifying for the race. They were shaving off almost like more than a second from practice to qualifying. Reddick just had an extremely good lap. They put him on the pole. That he was just light year. He was in a realm of his own when it came to that qualifying lap. But yeah, last week, Denny Hamlin, good to see him win, especially everything he dealt with this offseason with his father passing away in a house fire and coming off of quite literally 6 laps away from the championship. But William Byron blew a tire and lost and caused a caution to come out, and Denny took 4 and Larson took 2. So it was good to see Denny get into victory lane. Good to see he's winning over the fans and he's not getting that villain treatment anymore. But tune in tomorrow for Darlington. We'll see who goes. There's probably I think all of Roush Keselowski is running throwbacks to Greg Biffle, rest in peace. And then Carson Osavar's running a throwback to Dale Sr. And there's a couple other throwbacks that are happening, but not as much throwbacks as you got in the past because throwback weekend is dead, unfortunately. But that wraps it up for NASCAR and hockey, I believe. Football, there's not much going on.
Eagles traded for Andy Dalton.
Eagles did trade for Andy Dalton.
2027.
Shout out to Andy Dalton going to season 16.
New QB.
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
All right, don't rage bait me.
I think we'll go ahead and end it there. I think we touched on just about everything. You got everything in this podcast. NASCAR, hockey. The U.S. lost the World Baseball Classic in Venezuela. I don't think any of us really watched it. live commentary calling the game of Texas versus Gonzaga, and I dabble of free agency news. But like we said, we'll be locked in Monday, March 23rd. We'll be dropping an episode of the Mock Draft 1 for the More Sports.
Do you want to say before we sign out, spring training about to wrap up. MLB opening week is upon us.
That is
Oh,
true.
yeah.
We can get started next week.
April,
Go.
I think, right?
I accidentally
Beginning
renewed
April,
my
right?
MLB TV subscription, so I will be tuning in.
Use that of that one.
Forgot to cancel that after the Father's Day sale last week.
I just signed up for it, so I'm going to be watching it with you. So
Paul Skeets was announced the Pirates opening day pitcher. Let's get it done.
we will have Andrew Abbott on the mound because Hunter Green is out until July.
Oof.
Oof, indeed.
I don't know who the Phillies will have on the mound, but it'll be a guy who can throw a baseball, I'm sure.
All righty.
That's fair.
We'll go ahead and see you guys in the next one. We'll have, like I said, mock draft is our next episode. Tune in. Be there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See you guys. Peace.
See ya.
Goodbye.